Portugal's Prime Minister Antonio Costa resigns after his chief of staff is arrested amid corruption probe. In Argentina, new bill aims to ban denialists from running for office.
Hundreds of elite UK Army Rangers train in Lebanon for hostage rescue missions to save Britons trapped in Gaza. Pentagon announces 38 attacks targeted US forces in Iraq, Syria.
Australia to explore emergency mobile data roaming scheme for natural disasters. Australia's telecom giant, Optus outage causes chaos in Australia, before services restored. EU expected to start process of Ukraine and Moldova becoming member states, and EU set to proceed on Ukraine membership bid, with conditions. Hungary threatens to veto Ukraine's EU prospects. NATO freezes a Cold War-era security pact after Russia pulls out, raising questions on arms control. Pro-EU parties beat pro-Russian coalition in Sofia's mayoral elections. LHV Bank founder loses key to $470 million ETH. Free NFT inspired by The Simpsons crosses $2 million in trading volume. Ottawa paid nearly $670,000 for KPMG's advice on cutting consultant costs. Australian Defence Force goes woke, renaming unmanned drones to become more gender inclusive.
In Canada, federal authority to convert government-owned properties in Ottawa into 1,600 new homes. 47% of Italians do not declare any income. Jeremy Renner has tried every type of therapy since snowplow accident, countless hours of peptide injections, IV drips, stem cell. Sylvester Stallone says abusive father helped overcome early Hollywood failures, no stranger to serious pain. Jack Nicholson still refusing movie offers 13 years after last role, would rather sit under a tree and read a book. Kourtney Kardashian leaves hospital with Travis Barker, nearly a week after giving birth to her fourth child. Studios adjust AI language, in push to end SAG-AFTRA strike. Youssef Salam, exonerated Central Park 5 member, poised to win NYC council seat. Taylor Swift calls on fans to be heard on Election Day, voters gonna vote. Ohio votes to establish right to abortion. 1 in 5 married adults think their spouse is hiding savings from them. Ohio votes to legalize marijuana for recreational use. In the UK, the vapes could be taxed to make young people quit under plans unveiled in the King's Speech. Spain, increasingly closer to being the first country in the world to eliminate hepatitis C.
Biden announces $1.3 billion to build new power lines, upgrade aging electric grid. Leaked documents show Alberta to dismantle health provider, may sell off care homes. City of Boulder installing what it calls America's first tall curb, protected bike lanes.
U.S. says Russia funds Latin America-wide anti-Ukraine disinformation drive. New York Times claims Brazil cracks down on neo-Nazis. Reportedly, North Korea operates 60 to 80 new military factories.
Israeli ambassador insists there's no humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Gaza journalist killed alongside 42 relatives, news agency says. New York Times reports, under scrutiny over Gaza, Israel points to civilian toll of U.S. wars. In Korea, government scraps plan to ban single-use paper cups at cafes, restaurants. In Croatia, Coca-Cola confirms case of poisoning with its water, investigation underway. Coca-Cola, Danone and Nestle accused of misleading shoppers over bottle recycling claims. Indonesia says 200,000 hectares of palm plantations to be made forests. U.S. removes Korea from currency monitoring list. Dollar shortage prompts Egypt to barter for tea, Kenya says.
In India, Uttar Pradesh to conduct census of cows. South African government minister and bodyguards robbed at gunpoint on major highway. Chancellor Olaf Scholz and state governors agree on new measures to curb migration to Germany, as Germany agrees to consider UK-style plan on processing asylum abroad, following Austria's announcement last week. Albania agrees to temporarily house migrants who reach Italy while their asylum bids are processed. Binance's market share drops as competitors rise in cryptocurrency trading. Kazakhstan blocks Coinbase over violation of new digital assets law. Custodia Bank gains regulatory approval for official Bitcoin custody service. In a study released by the World Bank for financing solutions to reduce natural gas flaring and methane emissions, DFM, the digital flare mitigation, is an opportunity to meet the growing demand for energy-intensive computation with the abundant energy from natural gas that would otherwise be flared. Tiger Woods says his ankle is pain-free and the issues are with rest of leg. CBS Sports reaches multi-year rights deal with the United Soccer League.
Neither Hamas nor Israel should rule Gaza in future, EU says. U.S. opposes Israeli occupation of post-conflict Gaza, claimed by the White House. Greece's PM Mitsotakis says Greece would participate in safe sea corridor to Gaza. Assassination attempt on Abbas augments Middle East tensions.
Rockstar plans to announce much-anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6. Assassin's Creed publisher continues to downsize, lays off more staff. Google warns it will delete millions of Gmail accounts in December.
Marijuana use increases risk of heart attacks, new studies suggest. The wine o'clock culture blamed for UK women being biggest boozers in world. Report reveals 1 in 4 get hammered each month. Hong Kong seizes a ton of methamphetamine in sacks, with Mexico's Segamex logo and Mexican national coat of arms.
HCQAZ was consistently associated with the lowest mortality, claimed by an analysis of a database of 30,423 COVID-19 patients for a study of outcomes after early treatment with hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin. US FTC disputes over 100 medical patents listed with FDA, including asthma inhalers. Hackers target Las Vegas plastic surgeons, post patient information, naked photos online. In FTC filing, Kocheva amasses and discloses a staggering amount of sensitive and identifying information about consumers, including their names.
A study claims ADHD-related symptoms are associated with problematic internet use. Mind-altering ketamine becomes new pain treatment, despite little research or regulation. Spain, increasingly closer to being the first country in the world to eliminate hepatitis C.
In the USA, 1 in 8 military families with children used a food bank, pantry to make ends meet. UK grocery inflation falls to single digits for first time in 16 months, data shows. Canadian restaurants struggle to survive as survey finds diners turning away from skyrocketing menu prices.
In the UK, Chelsea and Westminster Hospital removes Gaza artwork from hospital corridor, following a complaint by UKLFI on behalf of some Jewish patients. Angry Call of Duty fans are review bombing the wrong Modern Warfare 3. A study finds that an AI text detector is accurate enough to find for generated texts to chemistry journals that relies on a diverse set of 20 features and was trained with example writings from 10 different journals and ChatGPT. AI startup Prophetic claims its headset can control your dreams. It has been proven the existence of atomic oxygen on the day side as well as on the night side of Venus. China's Baidu selects Huawei's AI processors to reduce reliance on NVIDIA. Apple delays work on next year's iPhone, Mac software to fix bugs. Germany approves stakes by Bosch, Infineon and NXP in TSMC chip plant. Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite goes toe-to-toe with Apple's new M3 Pro processor.
Taiwan ally Paraguay is open to China investment, finance minister says. IMF revises China GDP up 2023-2024 economic growth outlooks, but calls for hastened action to fix property sector. China owed more than $1 trillion in Belt and Road debt, says in a report.
IRC reports 14% of U.S. drivers were uninsured in 2022. In Austria, 70% drives faster than speed limit in 30 km per hour zones. Google's Waze will now warn you about roads prone to car accidents.
In a first, U.S. solar will generate more electricity than hydropower in 2024. China releases methane plan as hopes rise for new climate agreement with U.S. Canada projected to miss its 2030 emissions reduction targets, says Environment Commissioner. Geely focuses on EV foothold in Southeast Asia with $10 billion Malaysia hub. Apple updates iOS so BMW's wireless charging won't break your iPhone 15. Ram's new 1,500 EV truck has unlimited range, thanks to built-in gas generator. Thailand bets on NEVs to draw trillion baht in investment. GM to halt production of Cruise Origin robotaxi after repeated incidents.
Virgin Galactic lays off staff as it focuses on next-generation suborbital vehicle. EU fine-tunes plan to launch Galileo satellites on SpaceX. China's COMAC moves ahead with C-929 wide-body jet, amid reports about joint venture with Russia has fallen apart. Nintendo announces development of a live-action film of The Legend of Zelda to start. After decades lost, Star Trek's original Enterprise model may have been found. Hollywood's historic Egyptian theater to reopen after Netflix restoration.